right, that was amazing. Let's give it a nice round warm applause. Wonderful work. Thank you so much. And so our next poet this evening is Monica Volker. She is a Petaluma poet, author, painter, vocalist, and of course our wonderful co-host of Rivertown Poets in Petaluma. As a retired 45 years as a critical care nurse, she brings depth, compassion, reverence for life into her creative work. Her writing and art are inspirational, seeking to awaken and uplift the spirit while celebrating love, beauty, and the natural world. Monica shares her work openly with children and adults, having authored SENRYU for the Soul and You Are a Star, a children's book awaiting publication. She loves life and embraces all it has to offer with wonder and gratitude. So let us welcome Ms. Monica Volker.
Well, thank you, Shauna, for that lovely introduction. And thank you, Sandy and Shauna, for having me tonight. And thank you all for being here tonight. This is really an honor. This is my favorite time of the year. So to spend the last month of 2025 with you all is a 10 over 10 experience for me. So thank you all for being here. It's wonderful. So let's start. This first poem is called Ode to Petaluma. My motto is to love where you live, and my town of Petaluma has so many gifts to give. A place where my children were schooled and raised, not far from the farms where the cows and sheep grazed. Golden hills in the summer and green in the spring. As I take my morning walk, the red-winged blackbird does sing. The kites and the hawks take their daily flight. Over a small airport, yet another visual delight. The Petaluma River meanders southerly to the sea. Across it runs a drawbridge connecting a street called D, where vintage homes stand next to trees, majestic and tall, and shops dot the boulevard, offering something for all. I sleep with the fog and smell of the sea, enraptured by the beautiful sights I see. I live in a wonderland, a choice that sets me free. For as far as I can see, there is no place I would rather be. Oh, thank you. And I'm so glad that Kurt came out of retirement. I did not know that. That's what an honor. So this next poem is about airplanes at airports. I was up in a plane 11 times this year, so that's where this came from. And it's what is called an abecedarian. So each line of the poem starts with a letter of the alphabet. So it's called simply Airport. Ascension time begins at dark 100. Be careful not to sleep too heavily. Could mean a missed flight. Dressing in the shadows. Everything prepared the night before. From low to high expectations. Got to get a good night's sleep. Hallucinations of a missed alarm interfering with my precious rest. Jagged dreams weave in and out. Kaleidoscopes of scary possibilities. Luggage, now the albatross, moving through the millions of travelers, navigating the airport's inner sanctum, preparing to take flight to somewhere, quiet place nowhere to be found, resting against the drone of the flying beast, served food that smells the same going in as well as going out, seat belts tightly cinched, tunneling into a different dimension, ushered in by AI technology, virtual reality, now 3D, withstanding 83 degrees below. Xanax, the drug of choice for some, you have broken the time warp, zooming onto ground zero. Thank you. This next poem is scary. It's about pain. And it's called The Wisdom of Pain. Shards of glass, hot coals, pins and needles, dull and aching. An earthly experience no man or woman wishes undertaking. They ask, name its severity on a scale of 1 to 10. The fifth vital sign has raised its head once again. Pain attaching its tentacles to your body, mind, and soul until it releases its grasp, one can never be whole. A force of its own with its own special plan. The game is to ride it out, doing the best that you can. Consumed initially with nowhere to go, hijacked from your life source and energy flow. It demands attention and to be swiftly treated. A plethora of pills and potions in hope it's defeated. But what if there is wisdom to this pain? Perhaps in the madness there is something to gain. For when pain's reign finally does cease, what's left in its wake is gratitude and peace. Thank you. This next poem is called The Uninvited Guest, and you will recognize that as I go into it. The life of the party, the honored guest invited to all holidays and galas. Your presence defies your introduction. A constant when babies are born, a necessary patron at any dignified funeral, always at the head of the table, rubbing shoulders with world powers. Somehow you always have your say, whether appropriate or not. Like any good sociopath, you are adept at deception. You might appear innocuous, but under your many disguises, you can cloak yourself as a manly Manhattan or a pink Cosmo or a wax box, cheap and plentiful. You like to sneak up on people. You are one of those friends I wish I was warned about in high school. Your superficial seductive qualities have caused eons of disaster. You are provocative and hip, able to seduce with your own personal swagger. You can change a scene from grief to joviality. You can break any good mood, including any good man or woman. We have had a lifetime association. I see you as the Jekyll and Hyde you really are, that you must be kept at arm's length. Even now, as the end of days grow closer, I reckon and hope you just stop talking. Oh, now, this one is about clothes. So the title is Cashmere. And this is the appropriate time of year to be wearing cashmere, because it does keep you nice and warm. I open the drawer and my eyes behold a rainbow of color, dark plums to bright pinks, heather to emerald green, yolk yellow to tangerine. They roost in my bedroom's bottom dressing table, where they nest on their side with arms tucked inward. You can almost hear them sigh when the air hits them, as they fluff up with the cold. They are feather light and soft as bunny fur. An automatic smile comes across my face as I ponder, which one of these lovelies will be on parade this frigid January day? I hear them plead, my turn, take me. Surely my magenta will complement your exuberant disposition. No, no, no. Only a soft beige will wed the gray of the day. I choose a pale yellow to mimic winter's apricity. I pull the V-neck cardigan over my head. I am swathed in wool down from my shoulders to my waist. She has become an extension of my very own skin, giving me a second layer, insulating me in coziness, softness, and warmth for me and anyone who hugs me. Oh, thank you. So this one is obsessed, and as we get into it, it's not what you think, but here we go. You are always there. I walk into any room, you are waiting for me. You immediately come to my side. I feel the heat of your body as I run my hand over your muscular chest. You smell my hair, your lips and tongue search for mine. We entwine for a few moments of rapture. You return to your seat on the couch. Like a true voyeur, you watch my every move, whether it's slicing bread or cutting apples. As if I'm conducting a symphony, you wait for a cue and expect a niblet delivered directly to your tongue. I always satisfy your request. What is it that brings the beast out? What is it in the kitchen that brings out the beast in you? We both return to the couch and continue our connubials. I talk to you deeply from my heart, share my secrets, my fears. I whisper sweet nothings. You listen intently, but try to catch a kiss anytime you can, because you are so obsessed. I love the feel of your hot body, virile next to mine, your soft hair on my lap, your adoring eyes, so much peace, release, and joy as you just listen. How can any ordinary woman be so lucky to have you in her life? A lover until death do us part, delivering nothing but unconditional love. You make my heart sing, dear lovely Leo the lion, my daughter's golden lad. This song, this is a poem about seasons, and it's called Tonka Song of the Seasons. And tonkas are like Japanese poetry, but they're 31 syllables. So this is a combination of the 4 elements and the 4 seasons. So, air. Spring comes in a whisper. The earth listens and awakens. All life begins and renews itself. The air is sweet with fecundity. Fire. Summer comes in on steroids, the growth factor at its highest. All roots solidly grounded, stoking the fire in its belly. Earth. Autumn presents with gratitude, displaying its harvested prize, beginning to give back and return, the ebb and flow of gifts given. Water. Winter comes in religiously, heralding the holidays, a time for peace and assimilation, asleep in a short freeze. So this is actually another poem about Petaluma, and it's called Manor Lane and the Painted Eucalyptus. A primal guttural cry coming deep within my chest passed through my lips. No, 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 why? The landmarked, iconic painted eucalyptus stood before me, cut down to the quick. Her freshly exposed, rusty-colored tree rings resembled dried blood. I no longer saw her beautiful stripes of pink, peach, taupe, blue, gray that laced her inner bark. All remnants of leaves, boughs, and branches removed, leaving an effigy of a tombstone surrounded by orange sawdust. Why did they cut down this sentinel just at the inner edge of some pasture's barbed wire? One who has been alive since Colonel Vallejo, nested millions of birds, housed owls, observed people in all stages of life from stagecoach to car. One who has stood still, solitary, with leaves held up to the heavens. One who has supported us with life-giving oxygen, asking nothing in return. I continued my walk up the steep hill and came across some cows. They all looked at me with their doe-like eyes, and they said they didn't know why. But the same fate soon awaits them. I met a farmer who asked the other farmers, and none knew why. As I returned from where I started, I stopped and ran my hand across your many-ringed surface, warmed by the morning sun. You spoke to me and said, "Lament no more. What's done is done. My life was well lived. Next time, I will choose a spot deeper in the hills where only the beekeeper can find me. She will sit in my shade, be dressed in white, and collect honey from the hives made from my fragrant blossoms. We will sit together and contemplate the beauty and ephemerality of life in the physical. I will continue on long past her, a gift of going in my own time. Meanwhile, I haven't quite decided what to return as, the hive keeper or the tree." This is probably the most political poem I have ever written, probably ever will, and it's called A Coat of Paint. A coat of paint is more than a fresh smell. It is an alchemy that renews and regenerates. It makes the old new or the new old. Used as makeup, it defines as well as defies age and gender. It teaches you which side of the road to stay on. Painted pictures along the highway influence your dreams. Bob Ross makes it look easy. Statues with their painted lips and eyes convey solace and hope. Water added to paint makes for masterpieces, Just ask Monet. In San Francisco, the painted ladies are a landmark. In our society, we can whitewash anything by painting the roses red, removing the truth, leaving nothing but a black hole. Thank you. And this poem is called The Bliss Maker. It's there as the sun peeks through the shutters while entwined in your lover's arm. The bliss maker is present when a crying baby is soothed to sleep. It's in the words of love delivered in the heat of an argument that could go either way. Blessed be the peacemaker. It coats your eyeballs like a caramel apple as you take in your first glimpse of the sea. It visits you on your first day of vacation. Hail to the bliss maker. It's the flickering ceiling light on your return from your loved one's funeral. It lays you down in greener pastures. It's the sound of a violin circling strings around your heart. It's the seed in the tomato and the tomato in the seed. It's the little things hiding in plain sight. Hail to the bliss maker as you watch the woman with small children waiting in a long queue, letting the caned old man go first. It's the gentle touch on your shoulder when you receive bad news. The smell of pine as you breathe in and hang your last ornament. It's the painter's last brushstroke and the poet's last line. Hail to the bliss maker. And this is kind of a funny one because we couldn't write just about anything. So this one is called O to W. W, you are wicked as the only three-syllable letter. We know the power you wield with your self-appointed crown. You wish you weren't so far down from the mighty M, the one who wears her wardrobe like a mountain. You don't know how to be an organ, you have to be a Wurlitzer. You can't just be a color, you have to go white. You can't be thin, you always go wide, and most times you just whistle. Wild, like a scorned woman whose wrath is rained upon a woeful man, warm, not to be confused with weak, since you always have your way. Woe to the wannabe that tries to upstart you in the first place. When wrinkles wedge and a seemingly wayward life withdraws, and your wisdom becomes your greatest possession, when wanderlust turns into wide wonder and waiting is exchanged for wanting, all questions of why will be answered. I do have a book, and it's called SENRYU for the Soul, and it's, I'll read you the intro so you can get a feel for it, but there's, it's my artwork is in here and in some of the pages, and it's, sometimes all it takes is a few words to brighten your spirit. These SENRYU poems are offered as small windows of inspiration, brief moments you can turn to at any time. So I'm just going to read you 3 of them. The book is broken down into 3 headings, which is truth, transcendence, and love, but they kind of all go together. So truth. Can we be perfect while our 2 feet walk this earth? That is not the plan. Transcendence. Everything must pass. Wisdom is what's left behind. Fertile ground for growth. And last but not least, since we are in the season of love, love is the fabric, light threads sewn into all things. Start to believe it. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Oh, come on up, Shauna. You want to? You could tell everybody about open and what we're doing.